everybody's on Ozempic. And I said, oh, are there side effects? She goes, I have stories that are so bad. Then she said this, but I can't say it because I'm in an Uber. These stories were so bad that she didn't want a stranger that she's never going to see again to hear these words come out of her mouth.
Well, it probably involved people pooping in Ubers. So maybe she was protecting the Uber driver.
Hello and welcome to Hysteria. I'm Erin Ryan.
And I'm Alyssa Mastromonaco.
Alyssa, I've got an important question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Why are so few things spangled? Like the flag is the star-spangled banner.
What makes it spangled?
Why isn't it festooned? What if Francis Scott Key would have been like the star-festooned
Erin, let's
banner.
Bring back festooned.
The emblazoned banner. But yeah, I don't think we should bring back festooned because that's a weird word. I think we should bring back spangled. More things should be spangled. Like I arrived at the crime scene and the wall was spangled with blood.
See, I like to say my nails are spangly today.
Okay, yeah. That's fine. We're bringing back Spangled in 2024. Okay, you are listening to Hysteria, the podcast for people who agree with what Will Ferrell said at the Women in Entertainment Gala.
Forget about the entertainment world. Isn't it just time? Isn't it just time for women to run the planet? I'm not just trying to placate you, I swear. But I don't know what else to do because we, men, we've been running the show since what, 10,000 BC? Something like that. And we're not doing so good. So, please, can you guys just take over?
Okay, but I want to add the caveat that it's classic America to have something that women have been saying for many years to finally go viral when a dude says it. Okay, let's get today's very special end-of-year episode and Newswitch 2024 episode started. I'm going to bring in our panel. Our first panelist is the author of You Sound Like a White Girl, available wherever you get books. Julissa Arce, welcome to Hysteria.
I am so excited to be in the studio. I think this is the first time I've been here, I don't know, since before the pandemic.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes. In fact, I didn't even remember if I was in the right place when I got off the elevator. I was texting Fiona. I was like, am I in the right place? I don't remember this. And I'm so excited to be here. There's so many lights. I forgot what it was like to be in the studio. And I feel like nervous.
Yeah. And you know
being
what?
in studio.
I think also after you have a baby and you start doing human things again, it's like, oh, how do I do this? I don't know.
Yes, I am very much aware of my breast in a way that I was not before. So I'm like, please hang on, work with me. You can do it. You can hold on until 11:30.
Can I tell you guys a really funny boob story? We're all pals here, right?
Sure.
We're all on a boob talking about level.
HR.
So Hysteria had a live show in October of 2022, and at the time I was breastfeeding, and when I would get nervous, I would leak. And so I was wearing an all-white coverall outfit, and right before the show, I was like, "Oh no!" And I had to change because I leaked breast milk into my outfit that I was going to wear for the Hysteria live show. It's fine. I wore a cuter outfit anyway. Speaking of boobs, our next panelist is a writer and producer on Star Trek Lower Decks and Hulu's Solar Opposites. Grace Parra, welcome to Hysteria.
Speaking of boobs, guys, Grace Parra here. So excited now I'm virtual this morning because I'm pumping away from home. I also have a baby. We have a lot of babies in this crew, which is very exciting.
I know, single-handedly sustaining the American population.
We are.
The Hysteria crew.
Yes.
And not somebody sustaining the human population, but sustaining the dog population. Our final panelist is an actor and comedian known for SNL, You Hurt My Feelings, and much more. Michaela, Watkins, welcome to Hysteria.
Hi. I'm also leaking now, but not out my boobs. I had this bronchitis that lasted like a month and a half, and new things happen to your body as you age. Like
Yes, ma'am.
You tinkle a little when you cough.
Tinkle when you laugh, you tinkle when you talk.
You tinkle when you jump up and down. It's just do your kegels.
Are you jumping up and down a lot?
Oh, I'm so excited about everything. The world is great, and I just can't stop jumping up and down and peeing my pants. But do your kegels. Do your kegels. Strengthen that pelvic floor, new moms. Get to it.
I've already got so much to do. I don't know. I'll pencil it in. We'll see if I can get to it in 2024.
Everybody's doing it right now.
I am.
All right. So we have reached the end of 2023, which weirdly felt like a less bad year than the last few years. It was kind of like still pretty bad, but compared to like other stuff we've been working with, it's like, all right, well, I guess it was like kind of less bad than the other things. And in that spirit, what I was hoping to do is that we could kind of do our own little 2023 awards show with our own made-up categories. And so what I'm going to do is going to go from panelist to panelist because we're hybrid remote in person. So I got to keep this kind of organized so it doesn't devolve into us just like laughing and shouting at each other. And we're going to talk about things that happened in 2023 that we are looking back upon fondly, not so fondly, ruefully, with schadenfreude, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So let's get started. I know a couple people prepared this. Best moment that was bad for America but funny. Julissa, you want to go first?
Yes, George Santos. I mean, obviously, it is absolutely horrible that somebody like him could get elected, and it's like only in America. But it's also been fucking hilarious. Like everything he has done, like now being on OnlyFans and, you know, like all his little OnlyFans messages, like, and the way he talks and his whole persona is so funny to me. And like, yeah, that's obviously we don't want, you know, people getting elected who like lied about everything in their life and who are stealing money from their donors. All of that is terrible. But it's also, like I said,
bad for America, but funny.
Really hilarious. And he has provided a lot of entertainment for me.
And
so,
Julissa, he is thriving. He is actually living the life he wanted to live now. He made more money on OnlyFans and Cameo so far since he was ousted than he made as a congressman.
There you go.
Wow.
I mean, America, sometimes you really do have to love it. Like this shit only happens in America. So the American dream, baby.
What happens to George Santos now in 2024? What does his next year look like? Because I agree, he's thriving. He's going to have a better year than any of us, I think.
I memean, you know what? He's going to end up getting like endorsement deals.
Yeah.
Like brands are going to pay him.
Warby Parker.
Yeah, Warby Parker, 100%.
Oh my God.
100%. He's going to be wearing Warby Parker glasses. And like Alyssa said, he's going to be making more money post, you know, as a disgraced congressman, which by the way, like tracks.
Yeah.
You know, totally tracks.
I worry that we are on the precipice of a nihilistic era, and that completely would work. Him being a corporate spokesperson during an era of everyone being like, fuck it, nothing matters.
I mean, I think it could go one of two ways, honestly. I think either what you just said, Julissa, or I think he turns up in like the Hudson River and it becomes like Ryan Murphy's next like real crime thing. And he's like post-mortem, he's so famous because nobody can, like, who killed Santos? You know?
It's a two-part SVU episode.
Yes, exactly. And it's
or the
like,
new episode of Only Murders in the Building.
It's like a Tupac thing where for generations they're going to be like, you know, there's going to be fringe right-wing groups that are going to think like he faked his death and came back, which knowing him, he probably would. But and it's going to be like, you know, JFK Jr. There's going to be Santos sightings. That's my prediction.
Okay. Alyssa, is there a news story or a news item or happening in 2023 that you want to nominate in a category and explain?
No, I mean, I thought the best moment, we had one other, I thought best moment, but terrible for America, which was the journey of our friend Mike Heaven From 15 rounds to try to get into not that many to force him out. And now he's taken his toys and he's going home. And it's very funny, but now we've ended up with an even darker, crazier person in Mike Johnson.
Yeah, the humiliation of Kevin McCarthy, I think, bad for America, but funny. Grace, do you have a bad for America but funny moment?
I'm not sure this is bad for America, but I have an organization that didn't need more love and is getting so much more love than anticipated. And that is the NFL with the relationship of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. I don't think the NFL needed more love. And yet here we are. Now, as a sports fan, it's kind of exciting to see a meld of two worlds that I didn't anticipate. But I do think that it all feels a little orchestrated. Sorry, Swifties. I know Swifties are going to come after me, but it does feel a little put on. I'm here for it, but it's a little put on.
It's a very convenient relationship.
Yes.
I wouldn't go so far to say it was like orchestrated, but it's like very conveniently good PR. For honestly, football's really bad.
Yeah.
It's like bad for America, kind of. You know, I mean, kids shouldn't be doing it.
I know.
And it's very dangerous and bad, and it hurts the people that play it and stuff. But, you know, it's fun. It's fun.
But I really hope Texas makes it to the national championship.
Oh, yes. Oh, God, that would be amazing.
And that I get, and I already bought plane tickets to go to Houston.
I mean,
hoping that they would. I know.
I don't know. I feel like my sinking feeling is it's going to be Michigan, the cheaters, because we love to reward cheaters.
It can be Michigan, Texas.
That's fine.
Because
as long
Michigan's
as
playing
Michigan
Alabama, and then we're playing Washington. So it could totally be Texas, Michigan.
Right. But as long as Michigan is ultimately humiliated, because I feel like they should suffer for cheating.
On behalf of Texas, we would be glad to do that for you.
It would be cool to see the Big 12. I don't even know if conferences exist anymore. Okay. Michaela, do you have any nominees?
No, everything's bad for America. Nothing is funny.
Okay, well, what was the most cursed piece of news from the last year?
Oh, God. I mean, define cursed. What is your definition? Do you mean cursed?
Like cursed. I wish I never knew. I wish I never knew that this was a thing. Like
when deep fakes and AI were a concept and not a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is, to me, the most cursed thing that is... You know, it was fun when we were like, I mean, you know, one day this is going to be an issue. And it's like that day is today. That day is about 4 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that to me is that it's progressed so much further than anybody thought. And that they had tried to fire the CEO, but then he was going to Santos it and go get more successful somewhere else. And so they're like, all right, you can come back, even though you're going to build robots that are going to, kill us all.
Yeah, the AI stuff is kind of cursed, I think. And then also, like you said, AI generated deepfakes, cursed. Like there are a couple of stories of female streamers, like Twitch streamers who had deepfakes made of them doing sexual things.
Of course.
And
of course.
yeah, I mean, as someone who has my face is in a lot of places, I don't know. What am I going to do?
You know, a friend of mine whose agency is CAA, not my agency. Their agency is doing a thing where they have a pilot program where you can get fully body scanned and then have a trademark of your being, of yourself. So anybody who tries to use it is violating a trademark, and it's going to be available to everybody, but it's going to be wicked expensive. They're doing it free for some of their clients and stuff. It's going to be very expensive, but also would it be, I don't know if it would be something that would make you not work or get hired because they're like, oh, you're expensive because your trademark is too expensive. I don't know. We're entering this whole crazy realm there.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like a vaccine to me. Like the kind of thing that you are going to want for insurance purposes. It's not necessarily fail-proof, but also you should get it done if you can. I think
you should probably get it done.
Here's my question though. If you trademark your body, your physical body, if you end up getting violently murdered, can you also trademark your death? So that a true crime podcast can't sell BetterHelp ads against your family's trauma? Because that'd be cool.
That is beautifully said.
Y'all, I thought I was coming for a fun. So like, I should have stayed home.
I want to.
Told you, nothing's funny.
I want to say that like 2023 is a story that I think we all have opinions on. 2023 was a year when all of a sudden everybody knew about Ozempic, and a lot of people were using it, not just like Hollywood type people or people who were using it to be skinny, although people did. It was also something that was life-changing for people who needed to lose a little bit of weight. And as I was researching for this episode, I found this really interesting piece on Forbes about Ozempic. And I was like, okay, I went from being kind of like, well, what do we know about this drug? What do we know about the long-term effects? Like, who are we giving this to? Is this going to make people sick? To being like, no, I love Ozempic because fuck everyone. Okay, and here's why. Retailers and banks, this is from a Forbes article, retailers and banks are warning that the use of drugs like Ozempic will bring down demand for junk food, medical devices, and maybe even furniture, beer, and tobacco. These new drugs have the potential to eradicate obesity, but also change consumer behavior in unpredictable ways.
No, that's sad. That's sad that we're gonna eradicate diabetes.
Think about
in
the
this country.
shareholders. What about the shareholders?
Oh no!
Wait, who makes Ozempic?
There's a couple
who's a drug
companies that
company?
do. There's like Wegovy, Ozempic, and then there's like a couple more that do.
Like,
the
are
same
they
thing.
publicly traded?
I
Probably
think
have
they're
to,
public.
right?
Yeah, they're publicly
All right,
traded.
I'm gonna go buy them. As soon as
I don't know.
As soon as we're done with this episode.
Everybody's taken it, I hear. And I have a friend who called me and she said, all the moms at the school are taking Ozempic. And I said, all the moms are obese? And she said, no, everybody's on Ozempic. And I said, oh, are there side effects? And she said, oh, yeah. And I said, what are they? And she said, they're bad. And I said, tell me what they are because I really want to know. She goes, I have stories that are so bad. Then she said this, but I can't say it because I'm in an Uber. These stories were so bad
my God.
that she didn't want a stranger that she's never going to see again to hear these words come out of
Well,
her
it
mouth.
probably involved people pooping in Ubers. So maybe she was protecting the Uber driver.
I'll say that like some of the stuff we've seen come out about it is like super interesting. It's like it almost seems like a science fiction invention. Like it's a drug that cures desire in a way. Like it cures this desire to like people who are alcoholics or had a problematic relationship with alcohol report a lessened desire to drink, a lessened desire to do drugs. Like, and I recently talked to someone who was on it who said that it took away the part of their brain that was always thinking about food. Now they have it free and they can think about other
Yeah.
things.
I mean, look, I'll be honest. I'm on one of the semaglutide drugs and it's changed my life in an incredible way. Like,
Really?
It's
But you're
nearly-
on it under the supervision of a doctor.
I am
who's
under I
prescribing
am
it.
under the supervision of a doctor. It has really taken my IBS from controlling my life to making it incredibly manageable, like because it slows digestion. So every time I eat, I don't want to shit. And it did lessen my desire for alcohol and it did free up a part of my brain that is it's unbelievable. It did in some ways more for my brain than my anti-anxiety medicine in a way.
Huh.
But it's bad for the shareholders.
I've thought about it.
Bad
Because,
for the shareholders.
I've
Now I'm really thinking about it.
I've struggled with like not so much. I mean, I've struggled with like my body image. Like I've struggled with being like. There are times when I'm like, yeah, estoy gordita, and like I'm hot, and it's fine if I'm like a little overweight, And then there are other times when I'm like, oh my god, I'm so fat, like in a bad way, like where where I feel bad about being fat, and so I keep like I go back and forth, especially like being a new mom and like your postpartum body, and everything that changes, and so I've thought about it, and I mean there was like one time, there was a point in time when I lived in New York. Where I thought about having liposuction, and I actually went and I scheduled an appointment, and like I had it all scheduled, and I was gonna go do it, and then like I don't know, 24 hours before I was like, what the fuck am I thinking? Like I'm not getting liposuction, and then I didn't do it. I lost a ton of money because whatever but I was like, whatever, I'm not doing this, and then now I think, okay, maybe I should get on one of these drugs. but then I'm so scared about the side effects. I'm so scared about how it's going to change my
You don't wanna shit
brain,
in an Uber.
how it's going to change my body, And so I don't know. I've always just been like too scared
Yeah.
to
Julissa,
do.
here's what I would say. It is 100% something to have a very detailed, in-depth conversation with a doctor about.
Right.
Because the medicines do different things for different peoples. For example,
Right.
I have never been on a therapeutic level of a dose. I'm on the beyond lowest dose that you can take. And it did just enough to help me get my body back functioning in a way that it functioned years ago, but then stopped.
But see, but you're not doing. I mean, I'm assuming. See, like if I wanted to take it, it would be to like lose weight, right? And that's probably. I don't know if that is like a good reason.
Well, you
To
should talk
be
to your doctor. Anybody who
that's a
thinks
doctor
about it should talk to
conversation.
their
Right.
doctor.
Yeah, yes. I'm not trying to get y'all to prescribe me.
I don't have that power, Julissa. I don't have that power to write prescriptions.
Just here to discuss.
I just want to take it to shit and Ubers because that is on my bucket list.
It's a great new hobby for the new year.
No, but my friend did go. My friend was just saying he started working out, so he's really bulked up. But he's like, lifting weights and everything. And he went to see his doctor. His doctor's like, hey, just so you know, we are very like hot on Ozempic, and we are happy to give it to you. And he said, do I need it? And they said, it's very simple. It's just a tiny little needle. He goes, no. I just mean, like, are you saying I need it? Like, is there something I could maybe eat differently or do differently? And the doctor kept saying, it's a tiny needle and it's very quick and very easy. And he's like, but do I need it?
Yeah, it's like when you go to the vet and they're like, I don't know, we think we got to give them tooth surgery. And you're like, what? I'm getting their shots for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're trying to upsell me on medicine. It feels so dirty.
It is crazy because I recently saw some friends I hadn't seen in a while, and my friend's husband looked like really skinny. Like he was never big, but he looked extra skinny. And so I was like, oh, what's he been doing? And she's like, oh, he's on Ozempic. They offer it at his company. They're like, anybody at the company can get it.
What?
So he just got on it. And so it is kind of insane.
Does he work
how...
at CAA?
Yeah.
Like they're just like dishing it out like candy.
fatties
Like
at our company.
I'm like, that's kind of nutty.
That's kind of wild. And I mean, we still don't know like what the long-term impacts would be. I just think like culturally, the fact that there are that many people that are using it. And I also think the fact that everybody knows about it, and it's almost like the mystery of why some people are skinny is gone, and people aren't trying to like trick themselves into thinking that a perfect body is accessible through just simply diet.
Isn't
and
that
exercise,
transparency
you know?
kind of
ideally-
awesome, though? I sort of feel like that transparency
like
is
it.
great.
Yeah. I like that there's no like taboo about
Yeah.
it. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm on it, and like whatever. And like ideally, yes, I would, go back to like my CrossFit days, or like even get on my Peloton that's in the room next to my bedroom. But new mom, so
Yeah.
Let's get bored of skinny people. You know what I mean? Like,
I think
let's
that
just
that's- I
get
think that
kind
that's
of, like,
next.
desensitized and bored about it. So it's not this like thing that people are trying to get. It's like it's just we're all just like, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you know
so
what? You're
basic
right.
and thin.
you're
Yeah.
right, because most of the time, like on most days, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, girl,
Yes,
you got it all going on.
you do.
Like
You
most
say-
days.
I don't mean to objectify you, but you're a smoke show.
You can objectify me.
Grace, let's move on and talk about 2023's most annoying person. I assume that you have some people in mind.
Where do I begin? We're talking public figures or like the
Public figure. I mean, if
Okay.
you want to like blow someone up right now, then that's fine. But only a few people are going to know who you're talking about.
I mean, the first most annoying person who comes to mind is the anesthesiologist who gave me my epidural, who was like moaning and groaning. She was so annoyed with the fact that she like couldn't get my back straight enough when I was in the middle of contractions to give me an epidural, and was like, have you been diagnosed with scoliosis? In the middle of me having the worst contractions of my life. And I'm like, well, no, A, no. B, if I had been, I would tell you. And anyway, the epidural went fine after many minutes of pain. But that is my 2023 most annoying person of the year.
Alyssa, do you have a most annoying person of 2023?
Yes, the Weeknd when he was on The Idol.
Oh, wow. Yes.
I have never seen like there are so many like stories about what happened around this show, that the original director was kicked off, and then, you know, the Weeknd wanted to be more in charge because he like literally wanted to make out with Lily Rose Depp, and it was just, he was the grossest, most no redeeming qualities, just horrible character. And it was like in real life, he seemed really into who he had played on TV, so therefore highly annoying, uplifting that the show got canceled. And full disclosure, I watched every fucking episode.
Oh my God. I watched like the first one and I was like, I can't. I've got a finite amount of years in my life.
I watched it for all of us.
Oh my God. Didn't you also watch all of it just like that? You
Of
made
course
it all
I did.
the way through?
Of course I did.
Amazing.
It's my cultural emotional cutting.
Michaela, do you have any good happy moments from this year? Or like,
I don't get to talk about annoying.
you can talk about annoying people. Who are you?
This is like, this is really my happy place.
Yeah, who is the most annoying person?
It's really a toss-up between like sort of a macro group of people on Instagram who are between the ages of like, I want to say like 19 and 22. And they're experts, apparently. And that's fine. That's fine that they're experts. But there's this new intonation that has like taken place in like men and women between the ages of 19 and 22, where everybody talks to you like this, like you're a fucking idiot. And they're just going to tell you exactly how it works. Everybody, if you want to know why the blah, 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 and it's like some conspiracy with like massive omissions of facts. And it's just everybody talking to you like you're a stupid idiot and I'm the smartest person in the world. And I can't stand it. It's like, it started out with people doing it legitimately who are just like, hey, everybody, if you want to know how to beat the system at the airport, do this, you know? And then it became this, everybody knows everything about every goddamn thing that exists in the entire world. And you're such a stupid idiot. So please subscribe to me. And so that's a toss up between that and Kathy on The Golden Bachelor. If anybody watched The Golden Bachelor, Kathy, who found her catchphrase, zip it, and can't use it enough. And, you know, I think Kathy's going to have like zip it cookies coming out soon. Zip it purses.
Zip it.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
So, Kathy, I can't wait to play Kathy someday. I'm going to play Kathy in the biopic of Kathy.
Oh my God. Julissa, who is the most annoying person in 2023 to you? I got one. If you want to have a couple minutes.
Go
to think.
ahead. Because
Elon Musk. Elon Musk. 2023.
Yes. I think that's it.
Annoying person. It's been really fun to watch him sort of not like publicly not be smart. He was so touted as this genius for such a long time, and not to sound like a hipster, but I thought Elon Musk was a big fucking idiot before it was cool. And it's nice to see all these people being like, I guess maybe he's like dumb, or maybe he's not a business genius, or maybe if you just have like billions and billions of dollars, it takes work to travel between any like echelons of the economy. Like if you're handed billions of dollars or millions of dollars, it takes work to go down, just as it would take work for someone to go up. And like this guy is I love seeing the Cybertruck being a piece of shit. I love it.
And Erin, just earlier, he has now let Alex Jones, Sandy Hook denier, back on X.
Who still owes those parents a lot of money.
A lot of money.
He's been moving stuff around so he doesn't have to pay the parents a lot of money. Twitter/X has become a total cesspool. I sometimes check it.
Oh my God.
Just a pool of cess.
Full of cess.
Cesspool.
And he's just like such an idiot. And then also remember his rocket blew up and people
That
are like,
happened.
it's still a success, and it's like, no, it's not, because it didn't meet its goal. It's not a success.
Yeah.
It took off, but I could take off. You know, light a Roman candle in my ass and I will take off and explode after a few seconds. So yeah, it's been really interesting to watch Elon Musk, his reputation as a smart person go up in flames, and just watching him just be annoying and people be like, shut up. I think it's great. Julissa, why don't you finish off our 2023 awards? What would you like to award and to whom?
Okay, so we're talking about most annoying. I don't have a most annoying person, but I do have a most annoying MLS move. So I am a big LAFC fan, right? And last season we had this incredible player, Chicho Arango. He was our number 9, our striker, like best fucking player. Also, he's kind of hot. And
Many soccer players are. They just run around.
Daddy Boanga. Yeah. I mean, if you do not know about Danny Boanga, who we have nicknamed Daddy Boanga, please go look him up. And like your day will be infinitely better. Okay, like starting right now.
I'm looking it up right now.
Danny Boanga, like hottest player. But we're not talking about Danny Boanga today. We're talking about Chicho Arango. And the fact that LAFC let him go. They did not like renew his contract. They didn't want to pay him. And then we got some other sorry-ass number 9, another striker who doesn't even play. And we just lost in the MLS finals this weekend. And I couldn't help but think that if we had had Chicho Arango on our team, we would have repeated, because we're the champions from last season, we would have repeated this year if only we had had Chicho Arango. Meanwhile, he's in Medellin, living his best life because his team was already out of the playoffs. And I just think it's really annoying that LAFC did not want to pay Chicho Arango what he was worth. And I really miss him. I miss him every game. I miss him. I wish he could be back. And LAFC is still wrong for having Chicho Arango, for letting him go. And I think they should bring him back. I don't know how that would work, but...
Well, at least the Dodgers got,
At
least
the Dodgers paid, I don't know.
30
how much? Like 700 something million for 10 years. Like, Chicho Arango did not need $700 million, But I get, Anyways, that's my most annoying because, I guess that was from last year. But we're feeling the effects of that move.
Totally.
This
You're
year.
Annoyed now.
I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed at every game we
now.
play, and I don't see Chicho Arango on the field. I'm like, why is he not on the field? And also, did you guys look up Dennis Boanga?
Yes,
because
he's got a good smile. Yeah, I get it.
love him.
I get it. Okay, so we're going to wrap up 2023. I'm just going to try to put a bow on it right now, guys. I think 2023 was the year of the implosion. The Titan sub. Implosion. The Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner divorce and the story he tried to put out about her, implosion. Trump's legal woes, implosion. Also bad for America, but funny.
And we had a hurricane.
Yeah,
here.
we had a hurricane.
I forgot that was this year.
We had a hurricane. I had to extend a vacation to avoid it. It was horrible. It was fine. But there were all of these things where it was like the chickens are coming home to roost and things are just imploding. And it was like, I don't know, it just felt like a theme, like Lizzo's reputation implode. Like she went from being like Miss Congeniality of America to being like, oh, she seems like maybe she was kind of mean to a lot of people. The cryptocurrency thing, implosion this year. Signature Bank collapsed, First Republic Bank collapsed. Tucker Carlson was fired from Fox News.
God. Thank God.
After a $787.5 million settlement because of their lies imploding on them. The U.S. women's national team imploding at the World Cup. The labor talks involving the WGA and SAG and the UAW. The implosion of that and the ensuing aftermath. 2023 was the year of the implosion. So I'm hoping we can build some stuff next year because we lost a lot of things and structures this year. Okay, 2024... predictions, though. Grace, let's start with you. What do you think is going to happen in 2024?
Okay, so if 2023 was the year of the implosion, which I agree with you completely that it was, I think 2024 is the year of consolidation. I think we're going to see a lot of these major corporate organizations merging. Like there's not going to, sorry to say it, there aren't going to be 35 streamers in another year.
Not if Lena Khan has anything to do with it, the head of the FCC, who absolutely hates mergers. But we'll see.
Hates a merger.
It'll be fun battle royale.
Yes.
Fun battle royale.
I really believe that's going to happen. This is an overall trend. I think celebrities are going to start consolidating their public images because it's too insane and crazy to put your shit out there constantly and to live life like an influencer. I think people are going to be reining it in. The big celebrities, you know what I mean? Like what Beyonce does with like just kind of creating her image in a very careful manner, I think is something that a lot more celebrities are going to be doing. There has been this pressure to be a public figure and to put every element of your life out there in the world, but it's too scary between AI and between cyber attacks and between like rabid fans. It's just, I think it's getting to a point where the fever pitch has been released. And I truly believe that for high profile people, and by the way, that's going to work its way down. So fewer of like us normal people are going to be using social media in the same way too. A lot of this has to do with like X, for instance, just being a cesspool, as we've talked about. Like, I don't want to post things anymore if it's just going to be, read by like a bunch of assholes and bots and asshole bots.
And people who don't wash their ass.
Yes.
I think X is now a social platform for people who are never taught to wash their butts. Yeah. It's true. Okay, I think that's an interesting prediction. Alyssa, what do you think is coming in 2024?
You guys, my prediction is one that I need for my own mental health because it's been a very hard year. I need Tom Wambsgans and Cousin Greg to have a spinoff.
Yes.
I need to know what happened to Waystar Royco under the reign of Tom and Greg. I think it's the comedy we could all use. And so I am hoping to manifest my prediction.
I love how hopeful that is.
Me
I love
too.
how sweet and pure and good
I'm
that
going
is.
to put that on my dream
Thank
board.
you.
I know. We all should
Yes.
make dream boards.
Dream boards are going to be back in
That's
2020.
great.
Yeah.
Dream boards, dream catchers. We're all going to try to manifest things in a way that is culturally sensitive. Okay, Julissa, what is your 2024?
I think 2024 is going to be the greatest year ever for everybody. All of your dreams will come true. Everything you
With our
have been
dream
working
boards.
towards
Yeah.
will come true. Everything you have been building and putting the grind in for will come to fruition in 2024. 2024 is going to be a wonderful year, a year full of happiness and love and lots and lots of oat milk lattes.
I love that.
Amen.
That's lovely.
I'm just going to sit in that for 2 seconds, please. Just
I'm really trying to believe that.
marinate
As someone
there.
who only recently re-upped my crooked media hysteria contract, like a cop being like, I'll work one last case. I'll work one last presidential election, guys. I feel like before the end of 2024, I'm going to lose a limb. That's my it's like something bad's going to happen.
You're just going to chew your own hand.
I'm going to chew my 127 hours on my foot or something like that. Just not for any reason besides the fact that
of election
I'm
coverage.
terrified. Okay, Michaela, what do you think is going to happen
I
in
have three.
20? Okay.
Three big, mark me. These are my 3 big predictions, and you heard it here first. Big shoes are out, small shoes are in. Ballet flats coming back. I just have a feeling. Here's how I know everything that's going to happen fashion-wise. As soon as I'm on board with it, it's done. So I have so many great pairs of shoes. I have no ballet flats, none. And so I'm certain those are back. Okay. Secondly, I think that live theater is going to have a renaissance. I think that I feel like there's an energy lately where people want to convene in person and see things that aren't going to be on their cell phones. They want to see. They want to sit next to somebody in a theater and laugh and cry, and they want to buy tickets and they want to show up, and they want to be part of an experience that is only for that moment. Like I feel like that's the new kink, is like live performance. I even went to a show, a concert, and there were less cell phones, like people filming the concert. Yeah.
That's great.
So I think people are more interested in being present with other people right now, probably because the news is so harrowing and so awful constantly. And this brings me into my third prediction, which is it's kind of with you, Grace, like about social media. I think because we are starting to see that the algorithm is designed in a way to make us anxious and fearful and angry and stimulated and triggered, that we're going to sort of balk at our phones more and balk at social media, because the algorithm is actually trying to kill us. And so I think to stay off our phones, we're going to have to like sit across from people and look in each other's eyes and have conversations again. Mm-hmm. So I think conversations are back. Big shoes out, small shoes in. And live theater.
Okay. So here are my 2024 predictions. Some of them are hinged and others are very unhinged. I predict that there's going to be a giant volcanic eruption. We have been seeing a lot. I know I've gotten obsessed with this, and it might be the algorithm trying to kill me. But I've been being fed a lot of volcano and earthquake content. So there was like a lot of there was an evacuation in Iceland over the fact that there was like an eruption that I don't know if has even happened yet. Mount Etna is erupting in Sicily.
Again?
We've had, there's been a bunch of seismic activity near Mount Vesuvius in like the other volcano near Mount Vesuvius. There's been like a lot of weird like seismic activity. I just think that we're going to see a super volcano or some kind of like giant earthquake in 2024 just because it just
Or maybe
feels-
the aliens aren't from space. They're under the underground.
Oh my God,
They're
they've
about
been
to
here all along.
Emerge. They've been here all along.
That was my favorite news story of 2023, by the way. Aliens are real.
Oh, aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens are real.
The government
It came out on my birthday.
Uh-huh.
It came out on my birthday, and I went outside and I just like looked at the stars, and I was like, "That's fucking crazy." Okay, okay. Here's what I also predict that Gen Z, multiple members of Gen Z will die drinking charged lemonade Borgs. Do you guys know what a Borg is? You know what a Borg is? A Borg is like college kids now, when they're going to parties, they'll empty out a jug, like a gallon jug, and fill it with like this very alcoholic concoction.
Wow.
And that's their drink. That's a Borg. They carry it with them when they're tailgating, when they go to house parties, whatever. Which on one hand is like very, I guess it's like epidemiologically sound because you're not sharing drinks or drinking out of like a punch bowl.
Yeah, it's
or
like
whatever.
less likely
But
that
it's
you're
also-
going to get roofied, by the way, which is, I'm kind of pro Borg.
Yeah. Well, do we need to put it in a gallon jug? Could we put it in a pint?
Yeah, maybe pint.
Could we do it in a smaller, like a 2-pint thing or whatever?
Like a 16-ounce water bottle.
Yeah. But you got the handle.
BYOG.
Yeah. So I think that we've got charged lemonade. It's still legal, the Four Loko of our time.
Insane.
Still legal from Panera Bread. And I think that somebody's going to make a Borg with charged lemonade and they're going to die. I think that that's young. Okay, look, kids are stupid always.
But
Doesn't
they're
matter.
making their own moonshine. I think
They're
God
essentially
bless.
making their own moonshine. I think there's going to be more dating shows and reality shows starring old people who are looking for love, and fewer reality shows starring religious fundies with like 1 million kids, because I think a lot of people are really grossed out by that because those people are gross.
Get ready, Kathy.
Get ready,
Coming
Kathy.
back.
Zip it, Michaela.
Zip it.
I think that Nathan Fielder will start dating some huge star that everyone is going to be like, what? It's going to be like a Sofia Vergara level.
Oh my God.
Great beauty. He's going to start dating a great beauty, and it's going to make a weird kind of sense. I think that Vivek Ramaswamy will drop a racial slur into a hot mic and end up getting a show on like Newsmax as a result, or a podcast in an attempt to become the next provocateur, but nobody will really bite because he's very annoying.
George and Vivek? Is it going to be
I-
a little two-hander with George Santos?
No, see, because here's the thing. I think we just did a video for Vivek Ramaswamy for This Fucking Guy. And I did a deep dive into this man. And one of the things that it said in one of the profiles about him was that despite the fact that he's been trying to make friends in conservative circles, he's not had very much luck making friends.
sad.
I don't think he's not a very likable guy. I think that I've
You should
noticed.
take an improv class.
He took a stand-up comedy class.
Oh, God.
I know. I wanted to make jokes about it, and I was like, you know the type of guy who
Yeah.
like went to law school and then takes a stand-up comedy class. Blah. I think Jacob Elordi is the new Robert Pattinson. I will not elaborate further. I think that we are experiencing a backlash to consumerism. I think that we're going to be seeing a lot of things as like, oh, here are the trends in 2024. We're going to be wearing this color. We're going to be doing this thing. And I think a lot of people are kind of fed up with the pressure to consume. And so if, there was this New York Times thing that was like predicting 2024, everyone's going to be wearing brown. I'm not going out and buying brown clothes. I'm not doing it. I'll go thrift them. I'll thrift them if I like them, but I'm not going to do it. I think there's a lot of people that are kind of tired of just buying shit, filling their houses
hate
with
stuff.
shit. I'm so tired of stuff.
So over stuff.
I like want to throw everything in my house away.
I know. And then you go to Goodwill and it's like bales and bales of stuff. And it's like, I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm done with stuff. So
Instead of having a clothes swap, we should have a clothes burn. Just like burn it down and just keep the nicest stuff to go. I mean, what I do wonder genuinely is like, is there a shortage of clothing for unhoused people? Like, is there a shortage of that? Because there is, like you said, there is such an overflow and people can't get rid of things enough. And I'm just wondering, does anybody happen to know this?
I think that there's a shortage of like high quality clothing that actually, there's a shortage of high quality clothing. I think we have some predictions from our Discord about what's going to happen in 2024, and I'm going to read them to all of you right now. So CR, that's Caroline Rustin, predicts chunky jewelry and color tights will come back in style. Ivanka Trump will dye her hair brown.
Ooh.
And make over her life.
Real morning show move, Reese Witherspoon style. Now we know she's sensible.
You know what? I am gonna bring the colorful tights back.
Okay.
Because I really miss them, actually. And now that you said that, I realize how much I miss them.
They were so fun.
They were so fun.
Yeah. We should.
Yes, I'm going to bring them back. I mean, I'm going to bring them back. I'm going to wear them next weekend.
Okay. Let me know. I think I still have a couple pairs. I'm going to have to dust them off.
Damn it. I just said I didn't want to buy stuff. And if I want some, I'm going to have to buy some.
That's what I feel trends are. Trends are like, what do people least likely have in their closet?
Right.
That's the trend. Go buy it.
Yeah. Carsey M predicts that tights and leggings under jean shorts will come back. Wow. You guys remember 2012 in New York City? 2010 to 2012? I remember when I moved there, I was like, everybody's wearing like cutoffs over holy tights. Anyway, like that, fine, bring it back. I still got some holy tights. Jeans under dresses are going to come back is a prediction by Amanda. Amanda J.
Jeans
under dresses was
that
a
was
thing.
a thing?
That was the thing when we were. I was a teen.
early on.
Yeah. I remember, like, I feel like Hillary Duff was the queen of
absolutely
dresses over
not.
jeans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not allowing that one. Mm-mm.
It's like a Western version of a sari, I would say.
There was like, we were wearing long shirts because our jeans were so low. And then the shirts just kept getting longer. And it was like, oh, I guess now we're wearing dresses over jeans. It sort of was like a natural. We didn't go out and say, I'm putting a dress over these jeans. You're just like, oh, my shirt's now technically.
We didn't want to wear tights.
Yeah, technically a dress. Okay, Lady Gaga will return to pop music is an Amanda J prediction.
I hope so.
Her Amanda J's wish, not prediction, is I wish for an iOS update that allows Siri to understand two-step commands. Mainly shuffle playlist name, but start with specific song.
I've been trying to download whatever new update thing to my computer, and it's like I don't have enough space. And I've spent days trying to clean up my computer. And so I'm like, I can't download it, but then my Safari doesn't work. I don't know what to do.
Throw your computer into the ocean. Yeah. Throw it away. We don't need them anymore. We're done.
We're done. Live theater.
Autumn predicts that Steve Kornacki's khakis will create a market-moving event that will make 2020's 90% Gap sales boost look like a piece of old tackle. Are we going to be wearing khakis again? They're easy to sit. They're easy to sit crisscross applesauce on the couch if you're wearing khakis versus jeans. But okay. Gabby predicts white kitchens will officially be a thing of the past.
Ooh,
fine with that. That's fine. I mean, they show dirt so badly.
They really do. I have a white kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of love it, though.
we tried, Nancy Myers. We tried.
Marianne predicts someone is going to figure out how to successfully ban TikTok. I think that's a pretty good prediction. And then also more reality dating shows in the vein of Golden Bachelor. Same wavelength, Marianne. Prediction for Vivek Ramaswamy when he bows out of the primaries. I feel like maybe this is in the air. By the time this airs, Vivek will have dropped out or something.
Do you think? I think he's been angling for Trump VP for.
Here's the thing. Trump is going to pick for his VP a woman who looks like a woman who would be cast as a VP in a movie. So like, but with no other qualifications. So like Carrie Lake, Christine Nome.
Elise Stefanik.
She doesn't, I'm sorry. She's younger than me.
I know, but
she's younger than me and she looks like that. And she has all that money. I'm saying it's fine, but Donald Trump would not appoint someone to be his VP that didn't look like a Miss Universe contestant. That's literally that's him. Or he's going to pick like
Ivanka Trump.
Oh my God, she is trying to make her life over.
Oh my God.
She's trying to make her life over.
That is wild. That is a wild prediction if that happens.
Has anybody
The other
ever
prediction I have
chosen
is-
their child to run with them? I don't think so, right?
Has anybody else made public comments about how sexy their child is?
Yeah.
No, I mean, he's an unprecedented guy. I think that he'll either pick someone who looks like she would have been a news presenter or like a beauty pageant contestant and has very little else going for her.
Carrie Lake.
Yeah, like a Carrie Lake type person. Or he'll pick like a war criminal who he pardoned. You know, like like a real butch, like Marines guy who you're like, this guy is definitely, he's not a safe person.
Yeah. It's his bouncer.
Yeah. He'll nominate like Dan Scavino, his used to be his caddy. And now he's like one of his most trusted aides, and he just looks like a bulldog. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I don't think he's going to pick Vivek because Vivek isn't butch enough, and Vivek isn't a hot woman. So
I think Trump might win.
I do too. And I mean, there was a whole Atlantic article a whole Atlantic issue that
Terrifying.
Just came out.
I do not think
You
he
don't?
will win. No, I don't know what will happen. But I don't think it's necessarily easy or good. But I do not think he will win. I
hope you're right.
I hope
Yeah.
you're
But there's
right.
going to be
I'm
some sort
worried
of
about-
major consequence if he doesn't win. You know, it's not like he'll just go quietly into the night.
No,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. I don't think it's easy or pretty. I just don't think he wins.
And this is an unfortunate thing I was thinking about this morning, is I think that there is legitimate criticism of the Biden administration's handling of international, like things that are happening internationally right now, legitimate criticism. And I agree with a lot of it. But I don't think that American voters tend to punish politicians for doing things they don't like overseas when it's the alternative will impact them personally and immediately, even if it's to a lesser extent. And by that, I mean, like, I think that people who are scared of a Republican administration that would further restrict abortion, for example. We see that abortion is a winning issue over and over again. I think that voters are more likely to vote in favor of abortion access than they are to punish Democrats for what's happening overseas. And that's just because that's how people vote. They're more likely to vote for the thing that benefits them than avoid the thing that hurts.
Yeah, and even if you don't like what's happening overseas, what do you reckon a Trump administration
Exactly.
would do overseas?
Exactly.
Like that's the
I
part
don't
that I
like. The thing is, like, I think if we were talking about like rational people who were kind of making those considerations, yes. But I think the reason I think Trump has a chance of winning is because most people are not thinking like that, right? Like they're still just like in conspiracy theory world. They're still just in. They like Trump because he says it's how it is, because he's a businessman, he's successful. You know what I mean? Like I think the sort of like those are people who are going to help Trump either get elected or like it's still going to be a really close election when it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Like Trump shouldn't even be the Republican nominee.
I also worry that the rightful criticisms of the Biden administration are going to just compel fewer people, especially fewer younger voters, to get excited to come out at all. So
Right, because it's a pain in the ass to vote
Yep.
if you live in a state that makes it a pain in the ass to vote. And there are a lot of Republican officials who have deliberately tried to make it a pain in the ass to vote. Like it's hard to vote by mail. You have to vote in person. There's specific long hours. There's long lines. Like, I'm sorry, Grace, I interrupted you.
No.
Go ahead.
I agree with all that. I don't know. I don't see young people getting pumped to vote for Biden round 2, unfortunately.
I mean, I'm not that young and I'm not that pumped.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
And I don't know how that narrative changes. I don't know how we get more excited or how we galvanize younger and younger voters.
I don't know, because I'd like to get people excited about vote for what you want, not for what you don't want, right? But I just don't know what to do because I don't think we survive a Trump administration. I just don't think we survive it. So then it's just like, really? Those are my choices?
I mean, he knows what all the buttons do now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, before he was just like a monkey in a cockpit, like hitting like random buttons. And now he's a monkey in the cockpit who knows how to crash the plane.
Right.
I think something that bodes well is that there are issues that really rile up Democratic voters. And Republicans can't fucking leave them alone. Like, okay, what's happening in Texas right now? Like, we're recording this like mid-December. So by the time everybody hears this, there's going to be more, developments in the case. But in the last week, there was a case of a woman who was pregnant with a fetus with a fatal, unsurvivable chromosomal defect. And the state of Texas is doing everything it can to force her to carry that child to term in a way that endangers her health, her future fertility, and doesn't save anybody's life.
And they said she doesn't meet some criteria to have an abortion, even though a judge said that she does. Like it's like Ken Paxton, this crime-loving AG, who again in 2023 somehow again evaded legal punishment or like any kind of repercussions whatsoever for all of his crime doing. Ken Paxton is fighting this battle for what? For what? Who is this? Who is this for? Like, who is this winning over? This is not like, I don't know a single conservative, and I believe it or not, I have like some conservative friends, many of whom are like very pro-life. I don't know a single one that was like, I'm so glad Ken Paxton's doing this. This is the fucking hill to die on. It's like, so I think that Republicans can't resist doing that dumb shit. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, sounds like a crazy man saying that God told him he's like Moses in the House of Representatives. Like, they can't resist doing the things that make Democrats be like, ooh, well, gotta vote, gotta do it, gonna do it, gotta do it. Can't have these people in charge. Yeah, I'm gonna go vote. It's insidious, but also like at the end of the day, like, hey, I'm from America where we elected a criminal. Like, I'm from America where a guy planned, an insurrection and now he's back. Like, that is the story of every single dictator. So just please vote, and please don't let this guy become our fucking president.
We had astrologer Chani Nicholas on this podcast back in October, and I adore her. I think that even if you think astrology is not relevant to you, she gives really good advice, just period. She gives really good advice and has really good perspective. And she said that in 2024, we're going to have to look at it as a series of sprints. And to like, instead of looking at the year as like, okay, we got to get all the way to November, like take it in small, manageable chunks. I think it's going to be a difficult year for a lot of people because of the anxiety surrounding the election. But if we take it like, okay, we're going to get to the Iowa caucuses. This is mentally what I'm doing. I'm getting to the Iowa caucuses, and then I'm doing what I can do in the next stage. I think thinking of it in small pieces is better than being like, I got to fucking drag my carcass to November.
Yeah.
Because that's not sustainable.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why I was saying 2024, just a year of dreams.
Dreams.
And lattes.
Oh my God. I looked back. I downloaded my Twitter/X archives shortly after Elon took over because I was like, I think I might nuke this thing. And one of the things that I did in like the end of 2019 was do 2020 predictions. And one of my 2020 predictions was I'm going to use all the sauce packets in my fridge that I've been saving from takeout restaurants. And I did. I was the monkey paw like now you're going to do it. Anyway, so let's hope that 2024 is everything we hope for and nothing we dread.
Ketamine will be in school lunches.
Why are all the kids acting like Elon Musk being interviewed by Andrew Ross Sorkin?